So let's not, I can't underscore this enough. So if the Supreme Court decides against her, are the executive orders eliminated? The executive orders, the governor can always sit there and try to write these executive orders to control us, but they are not legally enforceable. They're not going to be any more legally enforceable if the Supreme Court says they are legally enforceable, because they're not legal. They're not constitutional. They clearly violate state law. They clearly violate the Constitution, both the US and the Michigan constitutions. And I, for one, am not going to stop fighting until the rest of our government realizes how to follow the government parameters, the governor's, the restrictions placed upon the governor, the legislature, and the courts in the constitutions. The only way those three branches of government have any powers whatsoever is because they are given to them either in the state or federal constitutions. That is our contract with each other. That's how we live together in society, where we say we are going to allow the government to control us in certain ways so that we can have protections from certain things, but that contract only goes so far. We have in Contract Law 101 the Four Corners Rule, the parole evidence rule. So far, insofar as you have a contract that is in writing and purports to contain the whole agreement of the parties, you can't go looking at extraneous information. You can't go looking to what's happening in 2020 with the coronavirus if the contract written in 1776 or in the state's constitution, 1963, if those constitutions, if those contracts are written and clearly describe the entire agreement between the parties, the people, and the government, then you can't go looking to extraneous stuff to try to describe it as something different than what it is. That's the whole point. So no, I don't care what the court says. Quite honestly, to a certain degree, it does not matter what the court says. We have these rights that are given to us by God. They are guaranteed to us in our U.S. and our state constitutions. And it's the job of every single person who has taken an oath of office under Article 11, Section 1 of our state constitution, or Article 6 of our U.S. Constitution, to uphold their oath of office, to uphold these state and federal constitutions, and do their job, whether they like them or not, whether they think coronavirus is scary or not. That's not the point. Those are totally irrelevant points. What matters is the contract that we have. And that contract is binding, period. And our state and federal governments have trampled all over that and reworked it and rewritten it and reworded it for far too many years. And it's time we stand up as a people and said, enough. Whether you like it or not, you got to follow it. In fact, there's parts in there that I don't like, the parts that have been added in, the parts that have convoluted and complicated this whole thing. And that's why I wrote a constitutional amendment, because that's how you change it. You don't just not follow it because you don't like it. You change what you don't like. You go out there and you write a constitutional amendment as an individual person, and you try to get thousands of people out there that agree with your position to the point that you can get the required number of signatures in the required amount of time, and then you can put it on the ballot and have the people vote in favor of that by a simple majority, and then within 45 days after that vote has taken place, that becomes part of the state constitution. That is exactly what you need to do if you don't agree with something that is in the Constitution. You don't just ignore it or change it or modify it as to how you see fit on your own. I don't care what office you're in. You have to follow the Constitution. So anyway, simple little innocent question that led to me getting all fired up about that. Sorry.